If your BMW E36 has a trunk that is stuck shut, won't open, I'll show you how to get the trunk opened and how to fix it the right way. So this is a 1998 328 convertible. The culprit is these little plastic clips that wear out over time, and they allow the rod that goes from the trunk button down to the latch mechanism to come disconnected. So here's the rod I'm talking about, and it's this piece right here, and it just pops off of there. Probably happens when you close the trunk. You can look when I push the button from the outside of the trunk lid. That's how it functions. So it pulls, that direction is up, and it pulls up on this rod like that, and that's what makes the trunk latch open. So with the trunk lid open, I'm going to show you exactly what we need to do to access this piece. So this is the latch. I'm looking up beside the latch, and you can see that piece that's moving. So what we need to do is get underneath that round part and push up, and that'll unlatch the mechanism to allow the trunk to open. So you can kind of get a visual there for what it looks like, and I'll show you how we're going to do it. You need to make a rod that looks like this. Pretty heavy steel. This is actually a piece of a yard sign, like a campaign yard sign. One of the holders for those signs is a good stiff piece of wire, and you can bend it into the right shape so that you can get in there and pop the trunk open. I've done a drawing here so you can see the dimensions. So set the rod aside and look at the picture here. The part that needs to be inserted through the screw hole for the license plate is about 3 inches long. I have this marked, so I know exactly how far to insert it. And this drawing is to scale. You can see that from the straight part of the rod down here, you need to bend that part over a nice gentle curve, about 13/16 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch, somewhere around there, something in that vicinity, so you can get in there without distorting, without having to mess up the hole for the license plate. We don't want to damage the trunk lid at all. And then the end of that hook needs to curve back just a little bit. And on the other end of your tool you make, you need to have a little 90 on here, because you're going to insert it, get it in the right spot, and then twist it to lift, and that'll let you open the trunk. So to make this work, you need to remove the lower right grommet from the license plate. These are just rubber grommets. You can grab them with a pair of needle nose pliers and pull them out. They're siliconed in, so you have to tear the silicone to get them out, and then we'll seal it back in with silicone when we're done. So before I show you the actual demonstration, I'll do it here with the trunk lid open so I can show you from the inside exactly what happens. So I get that into the right spot, right where my mark is at 3 inches, and then bear with me, if I come down here and look, you can see that's the rod right there that's moving, and I just get it in position and twist, and it'll lift right there. And you can kind of see the angle of the rod when it's in position. It sticks out about 45 degrees. So I want to just go through the exact process with our little tool here so you can understand exactly how to get it in the right spot. When you stick it through this hole, you want to follow the inside of the trunk lid along the bottom. So pretty much just go straight down. And when you get into where you're the whole way in and you're on the bottom, you'll be able to feel the threads on the inside of this screw. And if you work it toward the front of the car, past that screw, it'll fall right up into the proper spot. So what I'm saying is we're going to come down this direction, up against that screw, work it just past those threads, and then we'll be in the right spot, and then we can turn it up. So it'll look like this. Come in here, get to the right spot. You can feel those threads. And if you get just past those threads, you'll be in the right spot. So let's look at it from underneath. So there we are in the right spot. There's that screw. So it takes some trial and error, but it's definitely doable without damaging the car. So we'll try it again one time to show you what it's like doing it with the trunk lid closed. Okay, so to make this work, we're going to put this in. Follow along the bottom of the trunk. I can feel those threads. That's the threads on that screw. Get just above those threads. Find them again. And there it is. Trunk is open. Once you get the trunk open, the repair is easy. You have to remove the cover that comes on the inside of the trunk. There's a bunch of these little clips. Best way to get them out is one of these little plastic pry bars. You should be able to get all of them out without breaking anything. Here's the new clip. It goes right there. To get the old one out, we're going to use 2 pair of needle nose pliers. One to grab it, and one to squeeze those little tabs. Oh, it broke, coming out in pieces. Okay, I'm just going to snap the new one in. Okay, so the only thing left to do now is to snap the rod back into the new clip and put everything back together. Hope you like the video. Please hit those like and subscribe buttons.